just flow. Aim at Jamie's Hunters run the show. No pressure, just profits. Young ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it. Plus we got free prizes every week. Honey Dare, we got the help if you need it. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. Honey Dare, yeah. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 4. Honey Dare, no fuss, just flow. Aim at Jamie's Hunters run the show. No pressure, just profits. Young ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it. Plus we got free prizes every week. Honey Dare, we got the help if you need it. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. Honey Dare, yeah.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Well, that was me having the loop button on and it started up again. And so that was pretty cute. I'm like, what's happened? I was already talking. I was waving my hands. And then I realized it was me, which is part of the chitty chat we've got today. When to panic in sales? When to panic? The answer is never. I know, it's a pretty quick answer. So that's the show. Hope you all gained from that.
I actually have a really good story about a sale that went wrong this week.
Oh, okay.
And not for me. I won't say who this person is because most of you probably know the guy. But the sale I was on a sales call on something that I was actually interested in buying. And my legitimate excuse, if you know you buy like you sell, but my legitimate excuse was it was going to be $1,000 for this thing. And if I'm going to spend $1,000, I'm already going to decide to work with that team. Right. So I knew that it wasn't just going to be $1,000. I knew it was going to be closer to $3,000 to $5,000. So I needed to talk to my husband. I needed to have a conversation with my husband. So the sales guy is on the phone with me and he wasn't reading me. He was not speaking my language. He was speaking the opposite language, which I can recognize now. There's 4 buying languages, guys. 4 buying languages. You hear that most people have a 25% sales close. That's because you already speak your buying language and 25% of the population also speaks that buying language. So you're going to accidentally hit 25K and 25% in sales.
So by buying language, for those of you who are a little confused by that, that's basically saying there's 4 different personality types or 4 different motivation types. We're motivated slightly different and they're categorized or grouped into 4 different groups. So every single one of us, we speak our own personality. We speak our own buying language. So that's why when we're selling, if we meet someone that buys and speaks the same way we do, we have a connection. Because remember, we're teaching
automatically.
Yeah. Connection is the most important thing. You have to connect before you do any of the coaching or any of the closing. So we, by accident, 25% of the time we're speaking to someone who speaks the same language or has the same personality drivers that we personally do. Yet if you don't learn the other 3 that exist, then what happens is you will create a disconnection with them. So learning how to connect with people is highly important because you have to learn about yourself. And when you learn about yourself, no matter where you go, there you are, and you have a better experience of whatever you're doing, whether it be a relationship, whether it be leadership, whether it be presenting a new concept or an idea for your team to accept, whether it be sales, whether it be talking to your kids. No matter where you go, there you are. So when you learn more about yourself and how to communicate the way other people will hear you, the way other people will be motivated by you, then you have a much, much, much higher close rate. And by close rate, we mean that person, that child, that first date is accepting your offer, your thought process, your idea, your product.
Exactly. So this salesperson, during the call, I was very interested. It was a right fit. He was checking, that was good. I was a right fit for the company. The company was maybe a right fit for me. I was still kind of deciding, but I really did need to talk to my husband. I'm not going to make a decision like that without at least telling him. Right. So the guy goes, well, you're a salesperson, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you have sales teams, right? I go, yeah. He goes, well, what do you tell your sales teams to do when somebody tells you this objection? I said, I tell them to make sure that they position themselves so that they're not asking permission, they're asking their spouse for support. And then I usually get on the call with them the next day. And he's like, right. Like he was like what he was trying to do in that moment, and what he started to do was he was challenging my integrity, and he was trying to poke holes in my stories, which is a very old school way of doing sales. It's been taught to tons of people to do sales that way. And I disagree with it, because once you get someone's back up, a huge giant wall comes up. And for me, I could feel the wall coming up. So then he started to say, now mind you, I had clicked on an ad on Instagram, and I booked the call, and it was only 45 minutes from the time I clicked the ad to click the call to the call to getting on the call. Jamie was down in his office like he is right now with his beautiful background, and I'm in my office like I am right now. And often we're on our own calls, we're doing our own stuff. I don't run to Jamie every 50 seconds and go, hey, I just booked a call to talk to this person. Hey, I just booked a call. I don't do that, right? So he goes, well, you sound like you tell your husband everything. I go, well, I do. And yeah, of course, he's my best friend. He's my husband. I tell him everything. He goes with like a smiling, laughing, kind of jeering way. He goes, so you clearly told him that you got on this call. And I was immediately defensive, and I should have handled it differently. But I got defensive, and I was like he was like basically calling me out of being a liar. Like I was like, and now I'm on the defense. But as soon as you put a client on the defense, you have lost that sale. And he lost me in that moment, because my conversation with Jamie, my husband, later was not, hey, Jamie, I want to do this, which was going to be the conversation. It was, hey, Jamie, I was on this really crappy sales call, and we're not going to do this. And this is why. Right? So he lost me. He lost me in that moment.
Yeah, it's very important to be aware of how you're occurring for the other people that are in the room with you. And if it's a one-on-one, that's great. That's pretty easy to work out how you're occurring for one person. When it's a group, you have to be more aware of the environment and the feedback you're getting when you're speaking or when you're offering stuff. So this person was doing old school sales tactics to try and make Amy wrong, and then out of guilt say yes. So if Amy had have said yes, she would have canceled as soon as she talked to me, because what would have happened is like, well, this guy sounds like an ass. I don't want to be a part of a team or anything else that isn't going to listen to me, because that's one of my pet peeves, is to not be heard. If I politely sit there in the meeting and put my hand up and go, okay, everyone's cutting everybody off the talk, I'm here, and then I don't get my say, I'm like, I don't want to work with this company. If they're not willing to hear me, then I'm not willing to pay them to be not heard. And that was what was highlighted in that experience for Amy. So in the connecting phase, you learn who the personality is that you're speaking to, and then you speak their personality behavior. It's like learning a foreign language. I've lived in many different countries around the world, 3.5 years in Japan. If I walked into a Japanese store, and is your speaker on, Amy? You were getting feedback from that, from hearing you speak.
You're glitching.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Because
well, say if I walked into a Japanese store and started speaking English or Australian, and expecting them to do what I wanted, it's not going to work because I'm not speaking their language. It's the same with the personality codes. And there's many different versions out there. There's the bank code, BANK, DISC, DISC. Well, DISC has been disproven by a recent report in psychology. Anyway,
most of them have been disproven.
Yeah.
But it's still a tool. It's a baseline
Yeah.
tool that we have used for years, and it's worked
Mhm.
beautifully. So you don't want to, hang your hat on it, but at the same time, it's a great tool to start with.
So it's kind of like kindergarten or primary school. You're beginning, it's like you learn a basic education. Well, those personality codes give you a basic education to understand. Then as you go further, you graduate and you learn about the stronger nuances that are really in play for a person, for you to be able to connect with them, communicate with them. So that is hyper important. So when to panic in a sale? Never. You shouldn't be panicking. You should be supporting, because remember, you're going into every sales conversation looking to see how you can help this person, how you connect with them, how you then find out what their issues is, how you then, by from that friendly, supportive position, you're able to guide them to a solution. And typically that solution is your product or services. The solution for Amy's experience right now would have been, okay, well, what kind of questions do you think your husband will ask? Would have been a great thing to say, instead of challenging you on, you tell your husband everything.
Yeah, it was like he was like challenging my integrity. I'm like, no, I just booked this call 45 minutes ago. I don't run down to my husband's office every half hour and tell him what I'm doing throughout the day. I wait until something comes
because
up.
then you'd be catching me watch cartoons.
I know. And you would be like, okay, well, I really didn't need to know about all that. Like, call me when there's something important, like you're about to spend $1,000. Call me.
You took action on multiple leads that come into both our offices daily. Yeah. And then you get to a point where, there's a potential buying decision here. It's going to be this amount of money. Let's have a chat about whether or not that's something we want to do, because it's our business kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's something to be aware of. How is your communication landing for the person you're speaking with? Whether it is in a relationship, in a sales conversation, parenting. Parenting's a big one. A lot of the time, because you're the parent, you believe you're the authority. Yet if that authority is not established emotionally with the child, then they're going to have resistance. And the end result is not going to be what you want. It's going to be more of a struggle. So even there, you have to realize how you're occurring and have your authority still be there, but in a supportive way, as opposed to a confrontational way. And that's what you learn as you go through more and more personal development and the sales Tai Chi training process that we do. That's what you learn in all that as well. How you can get a yes all the time. Did you hear my
I did, but it went on my end. I don't know. It's super glitchy.
That's what I'm hearing come back. Yeah. No problem. No need to panic.
Anyways, don't be that salesperson. Start with that connection. Like, guys, once you learn to really truly connect on a deeper level with people, it makes all the difference in the world. And if you do the connection part right, you don't even have to close.
And the best way to connect is to smile. Everyone should smile first when they meet someone. Now, here's your homework for those of you who want to level up in their own life. When you're out about in public, make eye contact with every single person and give them a smile. You will soon notice how many people don't do eye contact. Everyone's locked off in their own little bubble, afraid to connect. And we want to turn that around, because when you can turn around that in a public space with strangers, you will most definitely turn that around. It'll be your expectation and your habit of process when you're in a sales call, to turn someone from dubious or skeptical or I'm not really that interested into, I really feel a connection with you. and that connection will lead to a sale. Even when there's other products cheaper, they will buy from you when you create a strong connection.
That's right. That's right. So what should they remember, Jamie?
Remember, folks, it's a tough world out there. Every single person is dealing with a struggle. They're either in the midst of a struggle, they've just got out of a struggle, they're just getting into a struggle. It's a part of life. Yet there's one way in which you can make the world better, and that's quite simple, a smile. So share a smile with a stranger, and if you're adventurous, give them a little wink.
1, 2, 3, 4. Money there, no fuss, just flow. Amy, Jamie's honeys run the show. No pressure, just profits. Young ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it. Plus we got free prizes every week. Honey there, we got the help if you need it. The Honey there, check in with us. The Honey there, check in with